All right, so today we're talking about adding those buttons into our calculator GUI. All right, so last lecture we talked about that string var. We learned how to update the label, and in this lecture, let's go ahead and create our 12, 13 or so buttons. So remember, the way this is going to work is each button will have root text, a function, except we're going to be calling the same function each time for our 0 to 9 buttons, alright? So by 0 to 9, I mean from button 0, button 1, button 2, all the way to button 9, alright? And the way this function is going to work is we pass in a parameter what number, or what number is the user pressing, and then based on that, the function takes in the number and updates the label with that number. So let's go ahead and first create that function. That function is going to be something along the lines of, let's call it btn press, and it takes in the parameter num. Alright, so we got def button press num, and basically the way this is going to work is we're going to create a variable. Okay, this variable will hold the string of our equation. Okay, every time button pressed is called, this variable that we've created will update with the new thing that's being pressed, whether it be num, whether it be the plus, minus, whatever. And after it's been updated, we're going to reset our equation, which is a string var, to the new value. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to create this variable. I'm going to call it equa, I guess, or I'm going to call this, equa. Alright, equa is equal to, and I'm going to put it 0 for now. Alright, equa is not equal to anything. So we're saying def button press. Alright, and remember, we talked about global and local variables a few lectures ago, actually, in the basics. And to actually call a global variable over here, what we have to do is we have to first specify global equa. Because we're changing the variable of equa, or changing the value of equa, we have to specify that, hey, this is a global variable. Make sure you're getting hold of this variable. As soon as you call global equa, what we have to do now is say equa is equal to equa plus str of num. Did you get that? Well, take a look. Whatever equa will hold, that's fine. All we have to do is add the new number to the string of equa. So we're keeping whatever equa had, and we're adding the string version of the new number. Alright? So equa that, and then all we have to do is say equation.set equa. Alright? So pretty nifty feature over here. Go ahead and save this. Now that we've gotten our button press function figured out, let's go ahead and start out with let's do 3 buttons. Alright? So button 0, set this equal to button, and root text is equal to 0. And over here, this is where we're going to change things up a bit. Alright? And we're going to be talking about the lambda function. So basically, the lambda function is an anonymous function. Alright? And the way lambda works is you don't have to create that function anywhere else. It can be a function that you create instantaneously. So what I want you to do is text is equal to 0, command is equal to lambda action, or well, basically our function name, which is button press, and then what are we passing in? We're passing in 0. Okay, so save this, and let's take a look at what lambda is doing. Alright, so I'm going to read basically what lambda does. Lambda works just like a normal function. Alright, except the lambda does not need a return statement. It always contains an expression which is returned, and you can put a lambda definition anywhere a function is expected. Alright, so it's basically known as the anonymous function. Don't worry about it. It enables us to pass in parameters for our button field. So leave lambda at that. If you have any questions on lambda, you can ask them in discussions forum. Anyways, let's move on. So we've created button 0. I'm going to go ahead and create button 1 and button 2 as well. So button 1, button 2. And over here, change our text to 1 and 2 as well. And change these to 1 and 2 as well. Now, last but not least, go ahead and add them to the grid. So button 0 dot grid. Again, we've done this before. What's the row equal to? Well, since our equation is now on the first row, we have to, on the 0th row, we have to put this in the first row. So this is going to be row 1. And column, think about it, it's going to be equal to 0. So I'm going to copy this, or actually, I'll just type that out. Button 1 dot grid. When you talk about the grid, it sort of like sounds like those cool movies where they're talking about the grid, like some computer system or something. Rows equal to 1, columns equal to 1, and last but not least, button 2. I'll fix a capitalization error. One sec. Row is equal to 1 and column is equal to 2. So save this as U, Command S, F5. So now what we should see is our label up top is updating, and we should be seeing some progress. So here comes our launcher. The launcher is loading. It's bouncing. It's bouncing. Still bouncing. All right. So look at that. Our button 2 didn't come because obviously my spelling mistake over here of the GERD. Save this, F5. I'm sorry about that, guys. But if you notice, we saw that 0 and 1 came out quite nice. That's pretty neat. So 0, 1, 2. 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. Isn't that cool? So we are like 50% done with this calculator app. All we have to do is replicate this entire code that we've written for our rest of the numbers and the plus, minus, divide, multiply, and equal to. Alright, so fantastic job. This lecture we learned quite a lot actually. We learned about the global variable, we learned about lambda. We also learned basically how this whole calculator app is going to work by using this function. So I'm going to see you in the next lecture, and we'll be completing basically the rest of our calculator GUI.